you're not taking profits, if this is your first big up and you didn't take any profits on it and you just got wiped a bunch of your unrealized gains, let this be your lesson now. When money wants to move in this market and leave it, it will do it fast, and a lot of it.
What up, everybody? Welcome to your daily fix with NFA OFC. Not financial advice, of fucking course. Let's fix together. It's safer. Hope everyone is rested from the holidays. This is show 60, which is wild. We are going to see the big four today. Market cap dominance Bitcoin. ETH gives us a heads up on the market, so we make smarter decisions. Pope, let's get in here. Let's get in here. You have been sitting there watching, seeing what's going on. What do you think?
When was I sitting watching outside of the shows? No, I'm still in a lot of belief of where we talked about yesterday when we looked at everything going on, and with everything on the total market cap, it's still giving us a little bit of uncertainty. It's still giving us it wants to make that micro bear. And all it takes is this to come down for that to fire. And we're not in a buy position according to Stochastic. It wants to come down. So this and this right now on the daily are giving me the vibes of it's going down. And as discussed, last Thursday's show is when I exited the market, mentioned in the Discord, and now I'm looking for those re-entries. And if I'm looking, well, I am looking personally, I want to wait. Everybody knows, if you followed me enough, I like the belly of the bear. And if we're going to get a bearish cross here, I want to see that belly. And we'll show and see that again if you don't know what I'm talking about yet. And we'll have a look at some of our other trades that are in that position at the moment. But this area, the 2.29, has been showing the strength in here. It is still, to me, on the daily, indicating we have a little pain. And this is where it gets tricky on the 4-hour. Because right here is typically where I like on a micro bear, that belly starting to form. But we still got a lot of massive spread here. And one candle can turn these lines down. A negative candle can turn these lines down, and we've seen it. Oops. And if that happens and the money starts to flood out of the market, we know if you're in alts, you're going to get punished. And it's tried to make it above, and it hasn't been able to get over that 2.44 trillion. We haven't been able to get over the median. So this really has to consolidate more or go up for me to have confidence that money is really coming back into the market, and that this just isn't a calm down and we still have more to go. Indecision, but cool. There's not hyper fear on either side. So do I have all the indicators on? I don't care about at the moment.
All day since you sold out of everything all day yesterday and whenever, you've been very confident. Every time you look, you go, okay, glad I did that. Okay, glad I did that.
Yep. I mean, there's so many times in this game you beat yourself up for what you didn't do. Oh, I could have done that better. And we always could have done it better. But it's also, you've heard me say, we got to trust our indicators. And whoops, I just did that again. And right now, I have uncertainty. We had critical in the 2. We dipped down. We're holding here. But this is still the 2. And it doesn't take much to get down to these levels if it decides to open up again. So if you're swing trading and you're on the sidelines right now, this is huge on the daily. Even on the weekly, we're critical. We've been holding this area, but we're still flash critical. So we might come down a little bit, cool off, or we might consolidate, or just be a tiny little nub of where the movement's up and down that just kind of stays in that line. A repeat of something like these wouldn't surprise me. Also, that being said, a little bit of a pullback down to this area wouldn't surprise me. And, you know, 0.2 of a trillion, a couple $100 billion leaving, we know that's going to hurt. So I've been talking to the team about the hunt and what we're looking for. And this is the first place I always start when I'm looking to swing. Because if we get confirmation we're back to the upside, then we're good. We can do this and do a bunch of injections for a bit and hold. Right now, I'm not seeing it. Ooh, sorry, I was just going to see if I got what kind of pattern we could be seeing here as well. Could stabilize and come back down and then take off. We have a channel and a breakout right now on a retest. Consolidation, resistance. And when we add what we did before ages ago, and we said it was probably going to bounce in this area, well, this is what became interesting. It broke this trend line we made ages ago, and now it can't get above it. And we made this a while ago. Ooh. Now the wave was just quick and dirty, as we always talk. And now that we're midweek and we're all in this, because this was made on the daily when we drew it.
Like,
Right?
yeah, when do you change, like, you get out of your, it breaks it. When do you change your TA?
When it's no longer correct. But some of it, if it's a trend line, it's a trend line, right? You can just leave
Yeah.
it, right? I'm just going to clean this up a bit for arguments or just for discussion's sake, because we were at that point, we were just talking about it's coming into this wedge. Well, on the daily now, we've had a new candle, and that's still our low. And before we were doing the wicks. So if you want to update it, there it is updated, right? So it still needs to hold this line to go up, or it is going to come down. And it absolutely fought it at this level. Oh, we're not at the wicks there, my bad. So it definitely needs to hold this line, or it'll go down hard again like it did. And if you caught these, if you were trading and you caught these wicks in and you got on some short trades and got out on the next pullback, great job. The one thing I like on the daily is we have cooled off. What I don't like is this shit. We'll take the consolidation box. I think we can all still see it. I mean, we're still looking for that retest somewhere.
Oh,
Hopefully
when
down
you
there.
say this shit, what do you mean?
What was I referring to? Sorry.
You were the consolidation.
Oh, like it's just there. Like it's almost, we don't need to draw a rectangle around it. It damn well looks like one, right? But I am going to kind of update this a bit just because everybody's been saying what's going on. I'm really trying to. That's a really ugly channel. That's not a channel. There's your channel. Sorry, I'm also just thinking out loud here. Because in the position of a hunt, this is a really big thing of indecision. As I mentioned before, our stochastic RSI is saying we have more pain coming. RSI is no fear, no greed, right smack in the middle. Right? We've been below the median on the days, and we haven't been below the median since end of January. Oh, this little stretch that we're in. We were below the median here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. 3. Kind of makes sense with everything we're looking at. We still have a few days possible down. And as I also always said, money can just be injected in either direction whenever it wants, and it'll move quickly. Here's a prime example, those two candles. Having coming up, lots of money focus on meme coins, all these other things. This is like, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but if you're swing trading, just be watching this on the fours. As I said before the show, I think, we get a few more candles in here and we start to see this go. Now I'm building my confidence and I'm not seeing any big red wicks down. Now my confidence is back and I'm going to start entering some trades that are showing me that those trades look like a smart way to enter. Because I always want to keep this in perspective. And I think we measured it last time. Hold on, I'm just going to. Damn it. Different computer today. 270 billion in 2 days. A couple days later, just like we said, there was 6 days over there that we measured that were under the median. We were 3. Another 3 days, we could probably have that right injected. That sounds reasonable. None of this is unreasonable. And on the 4, like I said, we keep this. I'm back to bullish. Overall sentiment, still very bullish. We're in a bull run. We got lots to go. I'm being cautious and wanting to protect our capital we may have a little bit more of a pullback. We've been up for so long. This is healthy. And that's why we always said it's also important to take your profits all the time. Dominance is probably high. Still following this rectangle that we put in ages, starting to come down a bit, which is nice. And the market cap looked like it was the same. So that means probably alts are running a bit. Green, red. Let's have a quick look at alts. Green, green, green. There you are. So we may be into some buying situations. Could be a fake out. Could be an excellent entry.
That's why we watch.
Yeah. Long term, as I always say, none of this matters if you're in any of the tokens we've been trading on the show, in the Discord, in your long term. Everything is set up well. Bitcoin, let's clean this up a bit. Didn't quite follow the cup and handle pattern we were hoping and rocket off to new areas, but that's okay. It's still doing very healthy. So as we said, that rocket to retest can happen at any time. That's what that was supposed to be, one continuation, but clearly not very good at draw. That's another retest line. And this was the consolidation we were talking about. We had the breakout. It stayed above it, wasn't able to hold it. And we said, I'm pretty sure we said yesterday, it was important to hold this. And it did. And it's on its way up. It's now going to want to have to break this trend. I mean, we can update it and do it to there. And then that is now to there. Let's clean this up. Consolidation happened. There's our retest we were talking about again. I should just make some of this. Sorry, I want to clean it up so everybody gets a better picture over the next few days. There we are. So Bitcoin is a thermometer.
So the idea is it's just going to hold it. The idea is, it's just going to hold that line, both lines, really.
That's the pattern, typically.
Yeah.
Right. And it's been playing out this part beautifully as well. Oversold all the way down to cool. Just as much down, bought back, almost all the way back down again. Our rise, quick fall. And this is what I'm talking about. The possibility of a micro bear is closer than it's ever been in a very long time. We switched here, and we haven't had these massive rises since. We had rises, but not these massive rises. So is there a narrative coming? Is there going to be any kind of price manipulation? The SEC, or not the SEC, but what we talked about yesterday with the seizure of the Bitcoin being sold and blah, blah, all that. It's still very possible for downwards action. I do want to be clear on that. I am still cautious. Our stochastic is still saying we're coming into a better entry. Well, if we're coming into a better entry and we're talking a token, it means we're coming into a better price, which means downward price action. So the guess is to where and where will it hold? And I'm betting a stink bid 33.78 somewhere in here. We may get a wick. We may continue this motion.
Let's throw a little circle in there.
Right. For a while. Can it hold this trend line is what we want it to do. It could easily take off, consolidate up into this breakout and retest. Or are we dragging the rectangles down like we just did? You want a stink bid in there, you said?
Yeah. Let's see what happens.
We'll use that size. Why not? Give you a couple. For sure we'll get a wick swing down to the bottom of this rectangle. So I'll put that there. You can get a better price there soon, I think. And stink bid, maybe right around there. On the down, if it comes to the downside. If it can hold this trend and walk, these will become moot. And I should probably line that up though. Sorry. Just my mouse to the table on the smaller computer. So it'll be interesting to see, does it follow these trends? Does it play out the pattern? And then do a breakout? It's still very bullish to me. We have a little bit of down and then we're off. Localized high that we have to break and retest before we can take off. Which that should be like, that's our retest. That should be more like that.
So what are you thinking then? Are you still, you're cautiously optimistic, is I think a term you used earlier today.
Yep.
Right.
I'm thinking, yeah. I mean, it's like I said on Thursday, I just have that feeling that we're going to get better price action. Red days or sale days. I've been excited looking at it. Right now, we're having a little bit of a pull up on that Greek candle. We saw some green because of the dominance drawing. Makes sense. There's been a lot of downward pressure to go back up. This is telling us price is going lower. But as we always say, as soon as that market cap changes, As soon as this goes green and fast and hard, we're off to the races. And like I said, if we continue this consolidation just in this little area here for the next couple of candles, this is going to turn and we're off again. And that's where the profits are going to be again. But this is where I'm watching is the 4 hours. I want to see another probably 3 candles to confirm this as opposed to a dip down of this line.
That's why you said you're going to be up all night tonight.
Cautiously optimistic. And the hunt, I got to find us some trades. I'm out. I'm
I know.
So let's go check out Ethereum. Makes sense. Cautious. Same thing. Like you can see how much it's just in and out. Ethereum didn't do the cup and handle we wanted. I mean, we called it all the way up from early on. We were hoping, and this was higher. We did say it was right. It just went lower than we thought. And then now we've consolidated and broke. So I'm gonna finally get rid of this, just like we cleaned up. Oops. Just like we were cleaning up the other before. And let's have a deeper look at Ethereum.
When can we wipe this and do some new TA? Because it's a disaster. It's been a very informative tool, though.
Oh, I mean, it's the longest column like that. Because it still plays all to our old TA, which is great. It's been doing what we've been saying it was going to do up until we went to the cup and handle. And kind of makes sense because we had a lot of money leave and everything else suffers. And everything, it follows pretty much the same pattern. Could be a double bottom coming. Boom, boom, which would be following this trend line, which this belly here, because we have it there. Look at it. We have a bearish cross, price going down.
It looks shallow though.
Right? And that's a good sign. So if it does this and we're off, it needs to hold that and go. But as soon as this opens down, as we know, or these spread, it's going down. But wicks are nice. You know, you might get a wick in here. Oh, man. I've learned my lesson about not using a mouse pad in this computer.
I'm surprised you haven't created your own circle templates yet. Never mind. Too much to do. Never mind.
Yeah. I lost where I was. Sorry. Yeah, I'd like to think you're probably going to get somewhere in here. Somewhere in and around here, you might, or this might be its last retest and it's off. But this is telling me otherwise. This is telling us we're coming up into a buy. But this would be a stink bid. I mean, we might get that double bottom. It's such a tough call, damn it. I'll do the 2 as we usually do. Same thing as well as we have said, you know, if you just bought now and hold long term, you're buying a red day at a bottom we haven't been by. That could be very good positioning and make sense. And there's nothing wrong with that. On the swings, I would like to see a couple of wicks and catch those. If not, you know, like that's where our price is. And does it hold this line, break it? It'll be neat to see. I did that. I should do that for Bitcoin for you too. That's what I was thinking. I mean, it's damn near at this price already, so it's kind of silly, but the 2 bids I would be doing if I was, which I am not, I do not typically buy Bitcoin.
Not financial advice.
Of fucking course. Be neat to see somewhere in there. What we've been watching on the show a lot more lately, we've had a ton, but we don't have all the time in the world to go over every call. So we've kind of stuck to these ones lately. And now that I'm on the hunt, we'll probably have some new ones. But even that being said, we can see we have downward. It might cool off and belly. But it tends to down, up, down, right? So I'm thinking Kusama, we might have, or not Kusama, Cosmos, sorry. Still saying we're coming into an entry here. Remember, they're not always perfect. Bollinger gave you a nice entry here. Support and resistance. And this is on the daily. Lots of time left in the day. Which to me also says there's probably a little more pain, like I've been saying, and why I'm not overly anxious to feel like I have to jump in. Red days are the cure of the FOMO. If you felt like you missed a lot out on this run, we've started the show with many shorts about, actually, let's dig it on the 4 hour a bit more, sorry. About it's normal to have massive wipes and alts. Interesting. So on the 4, critical fired, gave you a buying position. Still not a buy, not sure what it's doing. It just goes to what I said earlier. I want to see these next few candles to get confirmation that this is going to belly and we're going to get a micro bull. If you want to play with way more, patience and less risk, wait for the actual cross. But I like to time them in some of these and get out. And we've been playing a few of them. They've been great. Vulcan Forge, all those. Full disclosure, yeah, I'm out of everything, so I'm not looking at those today. Still believe in all the tokens. We'll probably have a little bit better entries coming up again. And we might be in this pattern for a bit, up to the halving. A little consolidation, a little cool down. We'll see. And I'll always just, it's just my 2 cents. And we'll just play it out every day. And if there's ever an emergency, we'll jump in the Discord like we have been. Phantom, I mean, we've nailed this one. This has been great.
All right. All right.
Oh, my bad. I should have had that on Do Not Disturb.
Yeah, now your face is.
I've been tossed before. On the daily,
There's a cross right there, baby.
I got to see the old man's face. Santa Claus showed his face. I mean, I wouldn't be getting into Phantom right now.
Okay, I hear you.
Throw
it under the weekly. Throw it under.
But it is giving you a buy here. It is cooled off here. And we know these can go right back to back over the Easter holiday on the 4 hour on the total market cap. There was a few candles directly after each other, micro bear, micro bull, micro bear, micro bull, so price action can absolutely change these and the direction. And this might be your bottom. It's been holding your support and resistance. There's all our old stuff. And we'll just quick. It would make sense that it might come down to here, but it also might make sense, that it might come down lower. You said weekly, still firing.
I mean,
sorry, I'm going to clean it up so you can actually make sense of it. Still critical. 2 down. Typically, it's a 3 down on a parallel before we go. Starting the curl. But but there's not a lot of support resistance in the weekly in history of where it's at, except for here. And then it seems to be like rockets up to this area, which is the next area. And we know that's big dough because we've been talking about this for some time, and our goals of where we would like to get it back to, it's still a great token. I'm just thinking over the next couple of days or 4-hour candles, we might get a better buy. And this is what this is telling. This is a sell position, not a buy position up here. So
I'm a long-term holder, so I'm not worried at all. Absolutely confident once I saw that weekly chart.
My battery light just came on, so tell I was setting everything up quickly as we were even just getting back.
Technical difficulties over there today.
Oh, painful. So Phantom still looks like on the a little pain on the daily, on the weekly, but this could be a localized bottom. It's showing support here for that. You might get a little bit down. You might get a nicer entry. Let's see on these 4s. Coming into an entry on the 4 again, but still look at that, right? That's very telltale. Well, I'm getting massive laggy. Are you still there?
I'm
here.
Me now? I can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, you choppy.
Oh yeah, this is incredible. I don't know. Like, it's not responding to anything I've done. OBS is freaking out at the moment too.
Only red candles.
Right? Are you there?
I'm here. Oh.
All right, let's continue to try. We'll continue to try. Let me know if it gets too choppy. If you can hear me,
I can't. Nothing's moving. Just so you know.
But you can hear me and see the screen.
I can see the screen. And your cursor.
And obviously, you can hear me because you're talking about it. All right. So I'm not going to touch the screen much. We'll probably end after this. I've got all sorts of things now flashing at me. And it's probably something to do with my building.
Well, you just got power on about an hour ago, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's not. Damn it. Anyways, we are gonna have to call it quits there. Massive delays. I can't even get it to do stuff. Thanks for tuning in to show 60. Kate, if you want to take it away, I'll remove.
Nope. I don't know if we're doing a short after either. Thanks, guys. Sorry about all the stuff. Pope had no power all day, so we had high hopes. So we had it for about an hour. Thanks for coming. Tomorrow night, here we go. The sun is shining. I'm so stoked. I hope you guys have a great night and a great tomorrow. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Can you hear me? Is it coming in?
I can hear you. Let me try something.
Nice. There's something going on, but there will be the results of my hunt coming on our Discord. We may stream them if I have time. Like I did say, I am watching the total market cap over the next few candles on the 4-hour for that confirmation or for showing me support to move to the upside. Whereas right now we don't have it. So patience, in my opinion, is key. Market still very long-term bullish. Short-term, not so much. That's all I have to say.
Well, yeah, we'll check in tomorrow. We'll do a little revamp tomorrow at 7? 7 or midnight, I'm thinking.
7 o'clock. Let's do it.
Sounds great. Bye, kids. Be safe. Fix together. It's safer.